evening, and welcome to the March 6th edition of ETV News. I'm Jacob Worst.
And I'm Kyla McKinney. Thanks for joining us. There's a lot to cover tonight, so let's get underway.
This past Saturday, March 1st, the Campus Activity Board hosted a trip to New York City to see the Broadway show, The Great Gatsby. The show has become very popular in the past year, with spectacular performances and elaborate sets that bring the classic novel to life on stage. Be sure to keep up to date with all of CAB's events and trips on their Instagram at CAB Eastern.
Eastern students looking for on-campus jobs that boost their resume may be in luck. The Campus Activity Board has announced open positions for paid coordinators and volunteer assistants for the 2025-26 academic year. Responsibilities include attending weekly staff meetings, volunteering at CAB events, and working Fall Fest and Spring Fest. Students must also have a minimum 2.5 GPA and be in good conduct standing. Interested students can apply by visiting @CAB Eastern on Instagram and clicking the link in bio. Speaking of CAB, this past Tuesday was Mardi Gras, and CAB got Eastern students into the spirit with their Mardi Gras extravaganza over in Hurley Hall. The dining hall was spiced up with colorful decorations, beaded necklaces, a themed lunch full of Cajun cuisine, activities such as trivia and mask coloring, and lively music put on by Eastern's 3 o'clock jazz combo. In addition to recognizing and celebrating the holiday, CAB said it aimed to make Hurley feel a little more lively and hosting a carnival-style experience would be something new and exciting for students on their lunch breaks.
And just like that, it's time to start planning for the next semester. The fall 2025 course schedule is now live on eWeb. All students should get in contact with their advisor to get their registration code. Those without a code will be unable to register. Students with 90 or more credits register on March 24th, 60 to under 90 credits register on March 31st, 30 to under 60 credits register on April 7th, and any student below 30 credits will register on April 21st. If you're unsure of what classes to pick, head over to your degree evaluation on eWeb. This will tell you what classes are recommended for your major.
Last Saturday, reporter Ananya Patel was in the Fine Arts Instructional Center to give us a rundown on the music department's staff recital. Let's hear what it was all about.
Hello everyone, my name is Ananya Patel and I'm here in the Fine Arts Instructional Center where on Saturday, March 1st at 2:30 p.m. the music department hosted an art song recital in the concert hall. Let's take a look at some of the influential composers that this concert focused on and the history behind what makes them so great. First is Clara Schumann, a German pianist who is regarded as one of the most distinguished pianists of the Romantic era. She was considered a child prodigy and later in her career focused on performing as well as teaching, shaping the future of piano playing. Eugene Smith Moore was a music educator often called the Dean of Black Women Composers. She wrote more than 100 works that reflected African American heritage and emphasized the role of music in social justice and cultural expression. And finally, Missy Mazzoli, who experimented with electronic and indie rock. She was one of the first women commissioned by the Metropolitan Opera. We spoke to soprano Emily Riggs to see how to prepare for a performance like this.
So preparation typically starts about a year or more in advance with choosing the music that we're going to feature on this concert. So the idea for featuring women composers came about a year ago when we were scheduling. We were looking at the calendar and realized that the recital would fall on the first day of Women's History Month.
Now that we have a little bit of history about the key composers and the music that they made, what did the actual faculty recital look like? While we were told we were not allowed inside the concert hall, you can hear the beautiful music through the large door and speakers in the lobby. The performers were Emily Riggs, who has collaborated with the Grammy Award-winning ensemble 8th Blackbird as soprano. David Bellina was the pianist, who has performed at some of the nation's most prestigious venues, including the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and Carnegie Hall. And finally, special guest cellist Peter Zay. The three put together a great performance that was all around stunning. Afterwards, attendees had the chance to meet the performers and enjoy light refreshments. Admission was free for all Eastern students with a suggested donation of $10, with the proceeds going towards the Faculty Recital Series, which was established to be a means to raise scholarship funds for currently enrolled and incoming students. We had a chance to meet with a student Heather Tush on her opinion of the performance.
I mean, it was incredible. I love Dr. Riggs and Dr. Baena. I study with them, so it was nice to see them perform. They're incredibly talented people.
That's all from me. Make sure to keep up to date with all things music here at Eastern by following the music department on Instagram at Music Eastern CT. Once again, thank you. I'm Ananya Patel with Jared Toffel behind the camera, and back to you guys in the studio.
Sounds like it was a great show. Thank you, Ananya. The Office of Career Services is an outstanding resource for Eastern students. The OCS is located on the first floor of the J. Eugene Smith Library. Their services include mock interviews, professional headshots, and a career closet full of professional attire. Along with their office resources, they provide networking events for students such as the Career and Internship Fair taking place in the Student Library, the Student Center Betty Tipton Room on March 31st and April 1st. For a full list of office hours and a spring event schedule, be sure to check your Eastern email for weekly updates and their Instagram at Eastern Career.
Important updates for residential students. Spring housing selection is upon us. Be sure you have your housing application and $250 deposit in by March 31st deadline. This year, the Housing Office has a new system being implemented. Those who do not make this deadline will not be able to join roommate matching or room selection. If you are someone who misses the deadline, you will be added to a separate late housing selection, which will take place over summer break. A list of all housing dates can be found in your Eastern email from Blaine Fisher. All inquiries can be made to the Housing Office on the floor of Wood Support Services Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or through their email housing@eastern.edu.
Just ahead, resident weather boy Dylan Ellis is in the studio to give us the forecast after this short break. Stick with us. Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay, bye guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. Dylan is in the studio to dish out this upcoming week's weather. What's the weather looking like, Dylan?
Thanks, Jacob and Kyla, and hello, Eastern. Dylan here with your latest ETV weather update. Today in Willimantic, we saw a high of 57 degrees of partly cloudy skies and 79% humidity. Tonight, we're going to see temps dip to 28 degrees of winds as fast as 20 miles an hour. Let's move on to the extended forecast. Tomorrow, Friday, we will see mostly sunny skies of a high of 45 degrees and a low of 29 degrees. It's going to be windy, though. Gusts will be as fast as 40 miles an hour. A little warning for the next upcoming week. Every day in our extended forecast has a minimum wind speed of 10 miles an hour, so be ready. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 42, low of 24. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 41 and a low of 25. Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 44 and a low of 24. And Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 51 and a low of 34. We got a pretty chilly and windy couple days ahead of us. Now it's time for our ETV Sports Forecast. Tomorrow, the men and women track and field teams are headed up to Roxbury, Massachusetts for the New England Open. They'll be competing both tomorrow and Saturday. They'll be seeing partly cloudy skies of a high of 44 and a low of 32 on Friday. And for Saturday, they'll be seeing partly cloudy skies of a high of 43 and a low of 26. It'll be offensively windy for both of these days, with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour on Friday and winds topping out at 20 on Saturday. On Saturday, the men and women lacrosse teams will both have home games. The men will be playing Farmingdale State College and the women will be playing Maritime College. Finally, also on Saturday, the baseball team will be headed to Medford, Massachusetts for a doubleheader against Tufts University. They'll be seeing a high of 41 and a low of 26 with partly cloudy skies and some windy conditions. Good luck to all the teams this weekend. That does it for tonight's ETV Weather Report. Thanks for tuning in. For ETV News, this has been Dylan Ellis, wishing you a safe and happy weekend. Let's send it back to our anchors.
Thanks, Dylan. Coming up, what Elon is up to when it comes to his involvement in Trump's administration.
Also, Starbucks is saying see ya to some beverages. Find out which ones exactly after this short break.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Thanks for sticking with us. Actress Millie Bobby Brown has been a household name thanks to the popularity of the Netflix show Stranger Things. But it turns out her fans didn't know something important about her: her real name. In a joint interview with BuzzFeed, Brown's Electric State co-star Chris Pratt asked her about her middle name. That is when the 21-year-old actress revealed that it was not Bobby, but rather Bonnie. So her actual name is Millie Bonnie Brown. She said at first that she changed it for giggles, before confirming it was her stage name. Another name that she added is Bon Jovi. Last year, she married Jake Bon Jovi, who is the son of rocker John Bon Jovi.
YouTube has reached a milestone moment. The streaming service that has everything from videos of cats playing the keyboard to clips from classic TV shows turns 20 years old in 2025. Officials say YouTube reaches people in more than 100 countries in dozens of languages. For 2 consecutive years, Nielsen has ranked YouTube as the top streaming platform in watch time, with more than 1 billion hours worth of content seen on a daily basis. YouTube has also just announced an expansion to its Premium Lite pilot for U.S. customers, which allows most viewers to see videos without ads.
It's time to spring forward because daylight savings time is near. Sunday, we'll turn our clocks ahead 1 hour at 2 a.m. This means we'll lose an hour of sleep. The annual season change event brings longer days and shorter nights. Arizona is the only state that does not participate. We can expect to fall back on November 2nd.
As of Monday, there have been some big menu changes at Starbucks. This was the last day for 13 drinks from the coffee giant. The iced matcha lemonade, white hot chocolate, and Royal English breakfast latte, to name a few, are no longer available. In addition, several Frappuccino drinks, such as the Java Chip Frappuccino, were cut. A statement from the company claimed these drinks aren't big sellers and typically take longer to make. Officials say getting rid of them can speed up customer service and boost profitability. So the next time you go to Starbucks, don't be surprised if your favorite drink is no longer on the menu.
President Trump plans to convene bi-weekly sessions for his cabinet members to confer with Elon Musk about cuts in their departments, as he works to make cuts more precise. After the first meeting today, Trump wrote on social media the group was in agreement of the necessity of reducing the size of the government. The president described the initial meeting as a very positive one, attended by Musk and most department heads. Trump appeared to suggest that his cabinet secretaries come into their posts. They will take more of a role in deciding how their agencies and departments carry out reforms.
Serena Williams often leaves people thinking, what can't she do? Well, Williams is now switching from the tennis court to the basketball court. The tennis pro is now a team owner in the WNBA. She will be part of the Toronto Tempo, an expansion franchise that is expected to debut in 2026. Her role will involve merchandise collaborations and jersey designs. The WNBA will expand to 13 teams this season. League Commissioner Kathy Engelbert says she wants to have 16 teams by the end of the decade.
Up ahead, Kevin Gonzalez is in the studio to give us an update on Eastern Athletics. Don't go anywhere.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you. Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
From ECTV.
Hi, and welcome to EC's News Before Noon.
News 22.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of News 22.
And now ETV. This student-ran news broadcast has been giving the news to the Eastern community for over 30 years. From news on campus, national news, one-on-one or editorial segments, weather forecast, and of course our very own Eastern Athletics. Your campus, your news, from ETV. We are live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. only on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at ETVnews_.
Thanks for sticking with us. Let's check in with Kevin to see what's happening around Eastern Athletics this week.
Hey everyone, spring sports are officially in full swing. The energy is high, the competition is heating up, and Eastern Athletics is ready to make some noise this season. Let's get right into it. This past weekend, men's lacrosse had quite a showdown against Curry College. It looked as if the Warriors were in control of the game with an 11-8 lead and with a little over 3 minutes left in regulation. This 3-goal lead was in thanks to sophomore attack Tanner Brobish and junior attack Warren Channing. However, Curry College fought back and was able to score 3 goals in the final 78 seconds, sending the game straight into 4-minute sudden death overtime. Sophomore goalie Gregory Holinsky stepped up big time as he made 11 saves in the regulation, and in the sudden death made a final clutch save against Curry's top scorer with a minute left. First-year attack Landon Mabb scored the winning goal with only 5 seconds left in the sudden death period. Eastern was able to overcome and win with a final score of 12-11. Men's lacrosse kept the momentum rolling into Wednesday as they faced Russell Sage College. It was a close game with the Warriors trailing by 1 point going into the half, but junior attack Warren Channing wasted no time in the first 2 minutes of the second half, closing the gap and tying the game 5-5. The Warriors found the rhythm as they outscored the Gators by 3 goals in the third quarter. Men's lacrosse went on to win the game 15-9, a strong start to their season as they win their second straight game in a row. They opened their first home game this Saturday against Farmingdale State College. Let's move on to women's lacrosse, where they also had a dominant game. This past weekend against Regina, early on Eastern fell behind as Regina scored 2 goals less than a minute apart in the first quarter, but the Warriors were able to quickly recover, finding their pace as they scored 7 straight goals and they're taking control of the game. The Seahawks managed to score a goal, but the Warriors' defense held the Seahawks to that single goal over the next 24 minutes. Going into the half, the Warriors scored 4 more in response as they led the game 11-3 and 11-3. In the second half, the Warriors went out to score 2 more goals as the Seahawks attempted to close the gap, but the Warriors came out on top. Midfielders Kaylee Drobish and Abby Parisi each scored 3 times, contributing to Eastern's success and a big win over Regina. But women's lacrosse wasn't done, as they had another dominating performance against the University of St. Joseph on Tuesday. The Warriors scored 7 goals in the first quarter, giving them an early lead while holding the Blue Jays to just 1. Senior Abby Parisi, junior Alexa Valenti, and first-year Hannah Seltzer each scored twice. The Warriors didn't slow down as they went on to score 4 more goals before the half, leading the game 11-1. They kept up the pace as Eastern went on to score another 7 goals in the second half, making the final score of the game 18-5. And by the end of the game, Abby Parisi, Alexa Venenzi, and Kaylee Drobish had a combined total of 10 goals. It didn't stop there as sophomore Tori Mitchell and first-year players Nina Serini and Jocelyn Kennedy all scored their first career points. Congratulations. Women's lacrosse opens their first home game this Saturday against Sunny Maritime College. Now let's kick things off with Eastern Baseball, who opened their season with a doubleheader against Alfred State last weekend. Game 1 started off tough, with the Warriors as the Alfred State's pitcher, senior right-hander Ryan Bailey, dominated, throwing a complete game and allowing just 5 hits while striking out 6. Eastern's only run came from senior Josh Cafresco, double, followed by an RBI single from sophomore Ian Moser. Unfortunately, Game 1 ended 8-1. But Game 2 was a whole different story as the Warriors swung their bats to a 14-7 win. Senior infielder Emmanuel Zader launched 2 home runs and driving in 4 runs. Senior shortstop Preston Kasumi Cruz matched him with a 4 RBI, including a 3-run blast of his own. The Warriors' 17-hit breakout included 9 extra base hits as they took control early with a 6-run second inning. On the mound, senior lefty pitcher Dan Driscoll got the win, while senior righty pitcher Tyler Rice was locked in, striking out 3 in a strong outing. The Warriors looked ahead to a 5-game road stretch before their home opener on March 22nd against Plymouth State. The baseball team had another game on Tuesday where they came out swinging in a dominant 18-6 win over Mitchell College. This game was all about defense. It was senior third baseman Nick Montanga who had a grand slam in the 4th inning. Eastern had already jumped out to an 8-0 lead before Mitchell fought back with 6 runs in the 3rd, but the Warriors responded right away, sending 10 batters to the plate and breaking the game wide open. Eastern racked up another 17 hits for the second straight game. Seniors Emmanuel Zader and Alejandro Soriano and sophomore Ian Moser were on fire, combining for a total of 9 hits, 8 RBIs, and 6 runs. While first-year players Sean Fallon and Cameron Forte each made their mark, Forte blasting a 2-run pinch hit homer in his first at-bat with 1 out in the 7th inning. Next, Eastern hits the road for a Saturday doubleheader against Tufts University. Best of luck to all Eastern teams hitting the field next week. Stay locked in to stay locked in on all the action. Make sure to follow us at Eastern Athletics for daily updates, highlights, and more. Don't forget our live streams are powered by Sidearm Sports and Blue Frame Technology. That's a wrap for Eastern Athletics this week. I'm Kevin Gonzalez, sending it back to you.
Thanks for the update, Kevin. That wraps up tonight's edition of ETV News. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms and to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
From director Jason Saloy, producers Kaylee Roberts and Emily Madden, and the entire ETV News staff, thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Kyla McKinney.
I'm Jacob Wurst, wishing you a great evening. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.